This tutorial is to help you practice painting people in watercolour. Let's get started. So I'm going to start off with drawing a horizon line about a third of the way down with my HB pencil. I'm just using the back of an old painting, mixing up some ultramarine and burnt sienna, really watery wash using my size 10 brush. I'm just going to spatter all around that horizon line because I want all the heads of the people in my painting to be on the horizon line so it looks like they are in perspective. So they're all on the same eye level. And any of the marks I don't need, I've just rinsed my brush and I'm just washing them all away. Using the same colour, loading the brush and just sort of starting at the heads and just pressing the brush down, pulling it down. And you can vary your colours as well, maybe add a touch more blue, a touch more brown, or even different colours. And what you can do is vary the sizes. So you can make some really sort of bigger shapes, almost like the shape of a long arched window. And the shapes for smaller people, just make them smaller and shorter in the distance. And what you can do is start making some of those shapes much bigger, and they will look like they're in the foreground. And what I'm doing here is I'm just sort of painting two sort of vertical lines for the legs, one shorter than the other, so it makes them look like they're walking. Now, to make it easier for you and less scary, just paint this very light. So if you make mistakes, you can go over later on with a darker wash, but it's just practice, so don't worry. And with the legs, you can make them very thin triangles, so wider at the top and almost coming to a point at the bottom. I always say to my students, when you're painting people like this that are way off in the distance, you don't worry about any features, any hands or feet. As you notice there, I actually washed off the legs to that person on the right because it didn't go quite right, a bit like I did with the dots in the sky area, and it just makes it so much easier. So mixing up some burnt sienna and black. I'm just making a watery wash here, and I'm just painting tiny dots for the heads of the people way off in the distance. It's almost like a dot for the letter I. So you want to make them really small and more oval shape rather than circular. And that way they're going to look more natural, and because they're lighter in tonal value, smaller in size, they're going to look way off in the distance. For the person here more in the middle ground, you can make the head slightly bigger and slightly darker in tonal value, so that's less water, more paint, and that tonal value will pull forward and those smaller dots will go off into the distance. So you're creating depth in your painting, and the illusion of space is a 2D surface and we're making it look more 3D. I'm just using some red and yellow here and just painting the faces of some of these people so they don't look like they're all walking off in the same direction. It's quite nice to have some coming towards you. It's really great to practice things like this so that when you want to put people in your picture, you're not afraid to, and it gives you confidence, especially for street scenes. So I'm mixing up a little bit of black here with a touch of the burnt sienna, and I'm just going to paint some sort of clothing. So the person here, I'm just literally again going back to that arch window shape and just literally one brush stroke, leaving a gap in the middle so they look like they've got a shirt or a top underneath, and I'm giving that person a bag as well, a briefcase maybe, and adding a touch of dark for the head. Now you can wait for that to dry as well, the colour of the face, but here I've just sort of put that colour on damp into damp, so it looks softer and more natural. And I'm just lifting off some of the paint here to look like the light sort of hitting this person on the right hand side. Again, that creates a little bit of form. You can't really do it with the people so much in the distance, but it's quite nice to add this extra bit of detail. So these people in the distance, I'm just literally painting a very sort of pale grey there for their legs, almost just like one triangle, one thin triangle, so you can't really see too much in the distance here. If you add detail in the distance, it immediately brings that person forward. So by painting less detail, it again creates that illusion of depth. And you don't have to do this with people as well. You can use that for other things. If you were painting trees, less sort of detail with distant trees, much more sort of darks and details and textures with trees in the foreground, and that creates the illusion of depth. So I'm mixing up some red here. Nice bright colours. It's quite nice actually when you're doing this exercise to play around and paint different colours. So I'm just painting a nice bright red colour here, some Winsor Red, and then a little bit of dark for their trousers there. Again, sort of two vertical lines coming down to a point and then lifting off some light on the right hand side. So if you're painting a scene like this, try to keep the light source the same. So don't sort of put the light source coming from the left and right, keep it the same. So I'm just adding a little bit of hair there as well, rinsing my brush, taking off the excess on the paper towel off camera and going back into that grey colour, adding a touch more of the black and the Paynes grey, you get a lovely dark, and going to continue on now painting the clothing pretty much now wet on dry. So as you can see, I'm just building up here the detail, a few little dark marks here and there using the tip of my brush. You could use a little bit of Paynes grey or ultramarine mixed with a little bit of burnt sienna or burnt umber, and just adding these details. Remember, because they're little people, you don't want too much, just enough to give an impression. And these are great, as I say, in street scenes or in a landscape scene, walking along a country lane, etc. So to paint a very simple background, I'm just wetting with clean water, large brush, around the heads of all the people. And I'm leaving a kind of almost a halo effect around them, so they'll have white around them. It looks like the light above their heads. So don't wet right up to their head. And also it's not a good idea, because sometimes if you touch the paint, sometimes it can bleed, especially if it's a dark coloured paint. So as you saw there, I just wet all of the background. I'm just getting a big old wash here, mixing up a grey really, and you can use ultramarine and burnt sienna. Of course, I've used a little bit of the paint that I already had in the palette. So a nice big wash, big area, big wash, big brush. So I'm just loosely painting this, wet into wet, coming down to the people now, carefully using the tip of my brush. You can swap to a smaller brush if you feel comfortable, especially going around the smaller people in the distance. Just concentrate really on the larger people. They're the most important. They're the ones that are going to stand out more. And you kind of want to have your horizon a little bit paler and darker and stronger at the top of the page, because that's the area of the sky that's nearest to you, and it immediately creates depth in your painting. So you're making a 2D surface, the piece of watercolor paper, into the illusion of a 3D surface. This is what I love about painting. So I'm just using that wash now to paint wet on dry around the people. So this is the kind of pavement here, and I'm just loading my brush, freely painting. Got a little bit of dry brush going on there as well. You can wet your paper if you want to with clean water and then apply the paint, but I'm actually painting in sort of vertical brush strokes to create the look of almost reflections as well on the pavement here. And I'm spattering with just clean water onto the damp sky to create the look of maybe rain or snow, just to give an atmospheric look. And again, I'm mixing up here some ultramarine. Don't worry about the yellow underneath. I picked up some quinacridone gold by mistake. So ultramarine and burnt sienna. And I'm going to use this for some shadows. So I'm sort of imagining the lights coming from the right, because I've left a lot of light on the right hand side of the people. So the shadows will be on the left. Try to keep this consistent. So light coming from one light source, so left or right, but then have your shadows going on the opposite side. And obviously the shadows in the distance will be smaller and paler. So what I'm doing now is just adding some shadows on the left hand side, wet on dry on the people, just little marks here and there. It's really just an impression, but it can be really effective. So here is the finished painting. It's just really a sketch, and it's a great way of practicing people before you attempt to put them in your paintings. I really hope you found this tutorial helpful and that it inspires you to have a quick go at painting people. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments section. And if you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel where you will get updates of my latest tutorials. And if you'd like to get access to my weekly exclusive watercolor tutorials, why not think about joining my Patreon membership? Details about the membership can be found in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Happy people painting. Bye for now.